Raya and the Last Dragon to me felt like an instant Disney classic, but it also felt overambitious. It relies a lot on modern day slang, which does break the world's believability a little for me, but it's done to make the characters more accessible and relatable, I suppose, so I can tolerate it for that. It felt like an old-fashioned adventure movie that does make callbacks to movies like the Indiana Jones franchise and Tomb Raider, but I also was reminded of animated movies like Mulan, Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and How to Train Your Dragon. The movie's biggest strength is the world building. With 5 different clans being represented by 5 different characters who have to work together to save the world, it reminds me a little of Avatar: The Last Airbender in a way. Because the setting is so rich and dense, I feel that making the world as believable as possible did hinder the pacing of the movie a little. It's a very fast-paced story that to me tries a little too hard explaining itself instead of just letting the visuals do the talking for it. Raya herself is a strong lead who is a warrior more than a princess, which I really liked. She focuses more on sword fighting and solving problems in her environment, which I do find really interesting. There's a good mix of vulnerability and strength in Raya that I feel is just right, though I do feel that her trust issues were kinda, forced into the faces of the audience a little bit. I do also feel that Sisu the Dragon is the movie's biggest problem. Though her design is appealing, I feel that it's a little too cartoony and cute for it to convey the majesty that a dragon design should give. I feel like they could have pushed her design further. Her design does remind me of the Luck Dragon from Never-Ending Story or Haku from Spirited Away, but it bothers me that she spoke in slang. Yeah, the design feels very buy this toy-ish to me, but there is an optimistic wonder that Sisu has, which I do find endearing, and I think she does overshadow Raya herself a lot in the movie, but I guess that's to be expected. It is a magical dragon after all. I know many people have said they find Sisu annoying, and I can definitely see why, as she's kind of a blend of Mushu from Mulan and the genie from Aladdin in a way. There is some sincerity in her character which I wish was explored further. I also wish we learned more about her siblings and that their designs were a little bit more varied. Having lost a sibling myself, the theme of Sisu going on this quest to heal the world and bring back her family as well did hit home for me, which may have made me draw closer to Sisu than I would have if I hadn't gone through that experience. I think I would have also drawn closer to her if she didn't speak in slang all the time. Yeah, the movie does rely very heavily on familiar formulas like, someone being chosen by legacy or magic to save the world and they need to find the thing that is the only thing that can destroy a great evil, blah blah blah. But to me, this doesn't feel like just another traditional princess story. The message is sort of spoon-fed to us, sure, and rammed in our faces a lot. Division and distrust can destroy land as well as relationships. Your trust is about taking the first step, and quite often the first step is the hardest. We have a team of people from different tribes working together to heal the world, and all of them have gone through some kind of loss, which is how they all connect. I like that this movie treated loss of family members with respect, but also didn't linger on it too long. There was no true villain in this movie either, apart from the Dragoon, who again don't really look all that interesting to me or memorable. They're just a purple mass of energy that turns living things to stone. I really miss the days of Disney when they had memorable, evil, larger-than-life villainous characters who were entertaining to watch but also inarguable in their logic and in some cases relatable, or were just a lot of fun to hate because of how cruel they were. Raya doesn't have that, and I wish they didn't go so abstract with their villains. I do also feel that the movie has too many supporting characters. Yeah, they're there to represent 5 different clans, but to me, I feel that it would have been better if more focus was placed on the conflict between Raya and Namaari. I like that the movie didn't fall back on breaking into song, and I do love the animation. I also appreciate the movie's attempt at representing Southern Asian culture, but I do wish it pushed things in a more stylized direction, especially in the design of the dragon herself. But it's a typical Disney movie, and it needs to fit in with the Disney aesthetic, so some things just can't be pushed that far. It didn't pull at my heartstrings the same as other Disney movies have, but it sure did try hard, maybe just a little bit too hard. I'm Mad Munchkin, stay creative. Nice to keep things short and sweet and to the point for a change with a very quick review of this movie. Yeah, I suggest you watch it. Maybe wait till June though. I don't think it's worth paying the extra charge for Premiere Watch, but whatever. I was able to pay for the premiere due to Patreon support, so I highly appreciate that. So I just want to give my Patreon shoutouts for this month. So we have Gareth Alford, Lance Wolfstar, High Rodron, Rainbow Dash Fan, James the Brony, Devon T. Jering, Risky Dragon, OLD, Seekers, Sanjay DK, DELC 17, Transformer Brett, Invisible Gus, Picademus, CT Stormwing, CT0798, Mayan Jinx, Tristan N. Milner, Patronators, Kick It 6, Patrick Gardner, Steamworks, The Wicked Merman, Nuka's the Name, Alex Hunter, Brongar, Unknown 620, Charles Meeker, Seth Richards, Aces Wild, Mystic Mind, J-Rog 1989, Meg the Pict, Rocky Harmony, and Pedro Lopez. Thank you once again for all the support to all of my patrons. If you would like to support me on Patreon, you can find a link in the description below, which will include an invitation to join my Discord server if you choose to support me on my Patreon, as well as a lot of other fun rewards and stuff that are Patreon exclusive. So thank you for the support. Stay creative, wear your mask, wash your hands, stay safe, and all that other nonsense.